Breathing in, there is awareness of breathing in. Breathing out, there is awareness of breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. Where do we suffer? The physical body and psychological mind. Impulse Control Disorders, Part 1. Disruptive Impulse Control Disorder, or DICD. Although virtually everyone has acted, or reacted, from pure impulsiveness at various points in their life, sometimes unintentionally causing or triggering hurt or harm to or in others, those experiencing disruptive impulse control disorder act impulsively on a rather continual basis, and do so with complete lack of regard or respect for others, their feelings, and their suffering, thus invariably disrupting the lives of others, not to mention the life of the experiencer, since they often have to deal with the many consequences of their brash actions. Impulsion. While perhaps most of us act impulsively and then feel some sense of guilt, shame, and even remorse, should our behaviors cause or otherwise trigger suffering in others, as well as perhaps our own selves, for those experiencing disruptive impulse control disorder, they lack such feelings because they possess a shunted ability to reflect on their own behaviors, and, instead, tend to shift all responsibility for their actions onto others, or otherwise justify their behaviors as necessary reactions to the pain and suffering others supposedly caused or triggered within them. Conduct disorder, or COD. Conduct disorder is essentially antisocial personality disorder for children and adolescents, with its symptoms including high aggression, inability to recognize, let alone respect, another's boundaries, cruelty, often to animals, other children, and even siblings, bullying weaker perceived peers, perceptual and sometimes violent physical and verbal tantrums, and, in more extreme cases, outright threats of direct hurt and harm. Neglect and abuse are classic causal factors, along with a mother who used and misused controlling substances before and during pregnancy with the afflicted child. Oppositional defiant disorder, or ODD. A child who consistently and intentionally defies the rules, throws intense temper tantrums, or is otherwise hostile when parents, caretakers, and other authority figures attempt to impose behavioral boundaries or modifications, along with being generally irritable and angry most of the time, describe a few of the more striking characteristics of oppositional defiant disorder, which can reflect and even exacerbate extreme neglect or abuse consequences, as the child becomes even more neglected or abused due to their off-putting behaviors.